What's up, guys? CJ Papuro Cabrera. Please bear with me. I'm still a little sick, but I did want to get this video out there. And today's video is going to be about my UC story, and UC as in ulcerative colitis. This is for IBD awareness, or inflammatory bowel disease, to spread awareness. And yeah, I wanna do a little series where I get people, to tell their stories on my channel. That'd be dope. And this is gonna be mine, so check it out, and hopefully you like it. Thank you. Alright, guys. I don't know where to begin. I guess I'll start from where I think the beginning is. In the military, I was told that I had the sickle cell trait, not the disease, just the trait. And I remember a funny story is one of my gunnies, he found out that I had the trait. He thought it was the disease, and he started freaking out because there was this guy he deployed with who had the disease, and he saw how bad the guy was struggling, that the guy was like low-key dying. And if you don't know what sickle cell pretty much is that your red blood cells, they're pretty much sickle shaped, like a C. So you're getting like oxygen, and you have to work harder, and that makes you tired. It's just a whole mess. But he thought I had that, and he started flipping shit. And then he went to the docs, and the docs explained everything to him, and they told him I just had the trait. But that was a funny story. That's one. Okay, second, I had to say is right before getting out of the military in 2016. Right of going out, we have to party, we have to drink and whatnot. So me and the boys, we drank a lot that night, and we went up to Big Bear, and we went to a bar, and we drank some more. And by the end of the night, we go to the hotel. Everything's fine, everything's normal. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling, I'm drunk, happy, whatever. We get to the hotel, everybody's going to sleep. I get up and I need to puke. So I go to the bathroom, I start puking, but then I get this intense pain in my left abdominal area, and I'm oh my god, this is not normal. Excuse me. I'm used to throwing up because I used to drink a lot, and I would always overdo it. But this was not normal, and I was just in pain. I was after throwing up, I was just on the floor because I was still in pain. I'm yo, what's going on? I was scrunched up in a ball for I want to say I was in that bathroom for an hour, and I threw up twice, and then I was throwing up dry heaving even when I didn't have anything else, but I was still throwing up. I was dry heaving, throwing up, and I'd still be in pain. And then after an hour, I'm just nah, this is not normal. This is not normal. So I woke my boy up, and I was hey, bro, I don't feel good. Can you take me to the hospital? So then we all got up, and he took me to the hospital. And there I spent the morning a little bit. It was the ER. We were up in Big Bear, and they did some tests. They ran a CAT scan, and with the CAT scan, they found out that I had a lacerated spleen grade 2. Yeah, that's weird, right? How did I get a lacerated spleen without any physical blow or trauma to it? You know what I'm saying? And that's what me and the doctors are just what's going on? What happened? And then after that diagnosis, I called my command, I let them know, and then they brought me to the hospital on base. And when they did that, I spent a week or two in the hospital, trying to recuperate before I got out. And it kind of sucked because I was supposed to get out literally the next Friday. So it was the weekend. We went up, we partied, I got hurt, went to the hospital, and I was supposed to get out that Friday, the next Friday, right? So I had to push it back 9 more days. So I was supposed to get out on the 9th, and then I ended up getting out on the 18th. Okay, that's done, right? So that was in 2016. Alright, I'll continue the story. Okay, so I get out 2016, 2017, I start school. As I'm starting school, or 16, I'm working out. The end of 16, I'm working out every day, trying to gain weight. So I'm bulking. I'm taking mass gainer. Drinking a lot of dairy, and I feel like dairy might have been, one of the main causes that messed my stomach up, but no one's to know for sure because UC is unpredictable and nobody knows what causes UC. Excuse me. With that being said, I was taking mass gainer. I would fill up the shaker cup, 12 ounces, 16 ounces. I'd put 2 scoops of mass gainer. Sometimes I'd throw banana in it along with the 2 scoops. Strawberries, you name it. I was just drinking at least 2 of them. So I'd take one after my workout and then one before bed. And I was doing that for a good minute. And in a month, I gained 10 pounds. Yeah. So I started school in 2017. While I was in school, I was working out gradually, doing the same thing, trying to gain and maintain. I started feeling symptoms of UC, which is blood and stool. Nothing else, just the blood in the stool. I remember one day just using the bathroom, looking when I wiped, and there was blood, and I was like, and I've had that before, but not as much, and I thought it was just, when you have like a rough bathroom session and you wipe, you got a little blood because the poop was rough, and that's what I thought it was. Paid it no mind. Also, with the protein, I was having the protein poops. If you know what the protein poops are, just leave it there. I'm just gonna leave it there. All right. So with the blood, I let it go. Didn't give it no mind. And then progressively over time, it got worse. So it got to the point where I was seeing more blood in my stool. And over the months, maybe I want to say summertime, I told my parents, because in the summer I looked and I filled the whole toilet bowl with blood. And I'm just like, not as much, like not the whole, but like a good amount. I'm just like, this is not normal. Something's up. The jig is up. So I told my parents. They took me to like a private doctor because we don't have, health insurance. It's not like I got the luxury to go to I had the luxury to go to a doctor and be like, check me out. And, because you'd pay bank. I did it before. I went to a doctor and I ended up paying out of pocket. It was like dumb expensive. But I went to the private doctor. The dude told me that it could have been hemorrhoids. So he put me on a diet and all this and that. And this short story, that didn't work. And that diet was a dub because he put me on like a wheat diet, a fiber diet, and if you have UC, you're not supposed to eat a lot of fiber. And that didn't really help me. So after this diet, this is 2017, I'm still, bleeding a little bit, and I'm trying to get right with the VA, trying to set up everything so I can do things medically through them, so I don't have to pay out of pocket at like a regular doctor. So as this is going, I'm still having UC symptoms, and then they disappear for a little bit. Like it's normal for UC. Sometimes they go away, and then they come back. So the symptoms disappeared for a little bit, and boom, September happens, and 2017 is my boy's birthday, and we go drinking for his birthday, and at the end of the night, we go to my girlfriend's house, and I use the bathroom, and after I'm done, I look down, and the whole bowl, the whole toilet bowl, like let's say you go to the bathroom, you see how it's like clear water? All that water is red. It's like Kool-Aid red. Like a little bit lighter than that. But the whole thing was red. And I called her over. I was like, yo. She's like, yeah. That's not cool, bro. We gotta get you to the hospital. And I continued to try and get it through the VA. And trying to get shit done with the VA, excuse my language, trying to get things done with the VA is not cool, because it takes forever. Like, they're a headache. They are a headache, and the availability for them, it's no bueno. But I'm glad I got my stuff set up now, so I don't got to deal with that anymore. But let's just say from September to April, I was dealing with trying to set it up. So I finally, with that time, I've had appointments with them, and they're the ones that told me that I might have UC, because I did have a primary care doctor with them, and they told me, hey, you might have ulcerative colitis. And I laughed. I was like, yo. He's like, yo, it's not funny, bro. He didn't say that, but hey, it's not funny. This is real serious. And I laughed. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. With my luck, I probably do have that. And like, little did I know I did have it. Like I knew then that I'm like, yo, this is some serious shit. Excuse me, but I knew that I had it then. I was like, man, I didn't want to believe it, but I had a feeling that I did have it then. So after that appointment, he's like, you're not going to know for sure unless you get a colonoscopy. So that's going to be our next step, to get you a colonoscopy. I was like, all right. So they say I had a colonoscopy scheduled for June. Yeah. June? Or April. I forgot the dates, I'm sorry. But it's all in 2016. So I had a colonoscopy scheduled, and a week before the colonoscopy, all my symptoms are good. I'm not bleeding. I feel normal. And I told my parents, and they're all happy. And I'm just like, I'm happy too. I'm just like, yo, I'm good. I'm cured. I knew something seriously couldn't be wrong with me because I'm not bleeding anymore. I called the doctors. I told them, hey, I'm not bleeding anymore. I'm not feeling any symptoms. I got a colonoscopy coming up in a couple days. What should I do? Should I cancel it? And they're all like, hey, if you feel like you need to cancel it, go ahead, but we recommend that you go through with it anyways. And then I just told them, me being dumb, I was like, you know what, I think I'm going to go ahead and cancel it because, again, being young and dumb, I was 23. Excuse me. I was 23. Nothing seriously can be wrong with me. Little did I know. So I canceled the appointment. And I want to say, not too long later, maybe like a month later, I wake up one day having to use the bathroom, and I'm in excruciating pain. Like, I'm using the bathroom, and I'm just like, I have like my whole abdominal section is like hurting, and I'm just like, ah, I'm like I'm trying to hold it in because like the middle of the night, it's like 2, 3 in the morning. I'm just like, oh, like I was just in pain, just like using the bathroom. I'm like, I was dead crying. I was like, man, what the, excuse my language. I was like, yo, like what the heck is going on? Like I got up, I told my girl, I told my parents, I'm like, yo, I don't feel good. Like, I ended up going to the ER. I don't really remember what happened after that, but I called the VA. I was like, yo, I need to get this colonoscopy ASAP. And they told me, oh, we're gonna have to get you in for an appointment, blah blah blah. I was like, no, I already got the stuff I need. I got the prep. All I need is the date. And they're all like, oh, okay, bet. We can get you in next Monday. And it's like literally a couple days later. I'm just, all right, bet. See you then. Bam, boom. Excuse me. Bam, boom. So I take the prep. I do this and that. The day comes and I get my colonoscopy. And they tell me that I have ulcerative colitis. And I was in shock. Even though I already kind of knew I had it. But I was still in shock. I was in disbelief. It didn't really hit me yet because the symptoms weren't too bad. But this was in 2018. I want to say I was diagnosed April 28th. Okay. Yeah, I was diagnosed April 28th. I was still in college. Still going to school, but it started getting a little bit worse. I started to get the sense of urgency started to get even worse, and that with that being said, that is like the sense where you have to go to the bathroom. Like it'd be like I'd be chilling, right, and it's just like I gotta go now. Like I'm like my body's just like, yo, go now, or you're gonna poop yourself. Go right now, like. That's that kind of sense of urgency. And me being in school at this time, I didn't change my diet. I didn't do nothing. I was just living how I was living, pretty much. And I was living normally, but with EC and still going to school. Gladly, I finished school before I get that full on flare. Because I guess I was just flaring a little bit, not too much. I get my associate's degree, 2018, and then in August, I get accepted into George Mason University to continue to get my bachelor's to go on to criminology, because my goal was to go into SWAT. I wanted to get my criminology degree, go into the police force, and then get into SWAT. That was my goal. But in Mason, I ended up catching 3 different infections. And if you know ulcerative colitis and being sick, me right now, they don't mix. Being sick is bad enough. And then flaring is bad enough, but then when you mix it together, being sick makes you see worse, because your immune system's already down from the autoimmune drugs that you're already taking, so the sickness hits you 10 times harder. So I got 3 different infections. I had to drop out of Mason. I'm glad I dropped out on the last day of refund. I'm glad I was able to get my money back. Yeah, I was low-key dying. Like, I did not want to live. It was really bad. I only had energy. I was in bed. I was in so much pain. I was excuse my language. It would hurt. It was like bronchitis, sinus infection. It's like I forgot the other one, but it hurt when I breathe, and It was a whole mess. I only had energy to get up from my bed to the bathroom and then back, and I was barely eating, and it was really bad. I became really depressed because I couldn't do anything. I felt like a waste of space. It was not a good time. I wasn't very contento. Let's just leave it at that. But as I want to say I started feeling better. So this happened August 2018. September, I was still feeling bad. October, slightly getting better. November, slightly getting better. And then December, I started feeling a little bit more like myself. So I started getting back into fitness. And with that, I continued that, and yeah, that's pretty much my ulcerative colitis story. 2019 was, a good year, better than 18, that's for sure. 2019, I focused more on fitness than anything else, and then I got into CBD, the cannabis industry, you know what I'm saying? And I started to try and mix CBD with working out, and to try and get into remission. But with that being said, on top of the medicines I was getting from my doctors, and yeah, I made it through the whole year. Nice, good. I flared a little bit here and there, but I didn't get sick. But sadly, it is 2020, and the last week of December, I ended up getting sick because, my girl got sick, and I wanted to take care of her, even though she told me not to, but I was hard-headed, and I was like, I'm going to take care of you anyways, and then I ended up getting sick to her, and then that was a pretty crappy week for me, I'm not going to lie. I'm still recovering from the sickness, but I feel 100 times better than I did, like, a couple days ago. Like, I was on my deathbed, like, boy. So I'm doing good right now. A little sick, still recovering, still flaring a little bit, not as bad. But after I get out this sickness, I'm about to hit the gym again. I'm gonna continue using CBD. I want to keep doing reviews on YouTube. I'm gonna get people on here to share their UC story or their Crohn's story. I want to, help spread awareness, and hopefully 2020 is a good year for everybody. And my name is CJ Papuro Cabrera, and this is my UC story. Thank you for listening.